offensively.
Really big. He's played really well for us all year, and it's been, a pretty big loss for us. He's got an incredible arm. We've seen him throw people out, but just a 2-run homer kind of got us going and made it a different game, and it starts with Girardi getting on, but Hicksy, a big night for us.
That 2-run home run, is that a big a hit as you've had this season?
Yeah, I think it's a really big hit. You can talk about the next two after that put us ahead too, Didi and then Todd, and obviously, Jake getting a hit and then Toe getting a sac fly. I mean, it all made a difference, but those are all big hits.
Joe, what's the range of emotions when you go from that 8th inning when you have the outburst offensively to the 9th inning where Chapman walks the first?
You still feel pretty good about him, because he is a strikeout guy. It's the things that you go through as a pitching coach and a manager when you don't use your closer for a while. It's a big weekend. You want to save him for the weekend. You don't want to just use him in a game in case you need him 3 days in a row. And he was probably a little rusty sending him out there. He hadn't thrown in 5 days. I don't think he had thrown since Saturday.
Who else? Dan. Pass that over. Thanks.
What's your level of concern there going into the 8th inning? You're just coming off a shutout. Now you're looking at 5.5 games behind Boston if that doesn't turn around.
Right. Well, it's, obviously it's a game that you want to win. It's not the end of the world. But I thought our at-bats were pretty good, actually. I know we didn't put any runs across the board. We hit some balls hard. He's at 94 pitches after 5 innings. We made him work. We just weren't able to get the base hits. But I thought the at-bats were good, and I was hoping that, that would, we'd be rewarded later against him. We weren't. But he left, after 6 innings, and we were able to score.
And with Chapman, did you see rustiness?
Yeah, I think it's rustiness.
Who else? Ron, right here in the front.
Are games like this, coming back late, then surviving the 9th inning, potential turning points in the season? Did you look?
Oh, I think so. I think it can, it can really propel you and get you going again. We've done it a number of times where, we've had some big wins and they've got us going on a nice streak. So, your hope. And you look at tomorrow, it carries over to tomorrow. We know it's another tough game, but winning the first one's better than losing the first one.
Ron.
And what was your thought process waiting a few batters before getting down?
Well, they had a couple lefties coming in, and I felt good about, again, his strikeout potential. He's really good at what he does. So, he walked the first 2, and then I called down to get Dellin up, and then he walked the third one. But then you had the 2 lefties.
Dan, is that?
When you see Nunez taking off for third, is that just something? As someone who knows him like you do, is that an aggressive play on his part, or is it something that?
Yeah, he's an aggressive player. He's always been an aggressive player, and he makes things happen. And more times than not, a lot more times than not. Teams benefit from his aggressiveness. Tonight, it cost him. He ran on a really good arm and nice play on Hicksy's part and Todd Frazier.
Go ahead.
Joe, how did you feel about what you got from Garcia tonight?
I thought he threw pretty well. A couple mistakes, but he almost, got through that 6th inning for us and gave up the 3 runs. But, he threw okay.
Back left.
Did it just work out well for you to have Gardner starting off an inning? Is that where you want to have him ideally?
Yeah, I always think, he's used to doing that. It just kind of worked out that way. It was the 8th inning. I'm not sure if I would have used him in the 7th inning because Romine had hit Barnes pretty well in his career. But it just worked out well.
Kevin, back middle.
Joe, should Hicks get a partial save on this?
They don't give partials in this game, but yes.
Ron.
He doesn't like them.
No, go ahead.
Did you see Gardner get hit in the foot by the pitch, or was it the replay room that told you to go?
Well, it's the reaction of Girardi, and then the replay room rang right away.
Eric.
How significant was Warren's performance?
Really? To keep it right there. 2 1/3 innings. Obviously I probably may not have him the rest of the weekend. But I mean, that's as significant as anything else that happened tonight.